Welcome everyone. In this video, we're going to talk through my take on the Red Mega Midrange deck of the Vibes TCG. Now, this deck holds a very special place in my heart because it was actually the very first deck guide I created for this YouTube channel back in the middle of January. A lot has happened since then, and there's definitely been some adjustments to how the deck works. So I thought this would be a good time to just redo the deck guide from start to finish. In this video, we're going to first talk through the core cards in the deck. Then we're going to talk a little bit through some tech choices you could make, as well as some budget substitutions. After that, we're going to talk through the overall strategy of the deck, including the mulligans as well as the win conditions. And then we're going to jump into some gameplay. So let's get started. So at the center of this deck is the core engine, which is RedMegaPenguin. So what RedMegaPenguin says is, as an additional cost to play this penguin, ice a penguin in your huddle. So that's just standard how all the Mega Penguins work. And then it says, whenever an action is played that chooses this penguin, copy that action. So Red Mega Penguin is a card advantage machine because what we're going to do with this deck is we're going to play a lot of actions that target it, but those actions then also draw a card, which means when you copy those actions, you end up drawing two cards. So, right, Red Mega Penguin is a centerpiece of the deck, and then around it is its supporting cast of actions that you can basically use to target it. So the most important one of those is going to be Have an Encore. Because what Have an Encore says is basically you can only play this action if you've played another red action this cycle. And then you can choose up to two red penguins in your huddle, unflop those penguins, and draw a card. So if you have a red mega penguin on the board, that means you're going to be able to actually unflop four penguins, which then just enables you to keep going. So, right, you'll end up drawing two cards and unflopping four penguins. And then, right, once you do that, you'll just continue the cycle over and over again because you'll draw a bunch of cards, you'll get more actions, you'll play them to draw more cards, then you'll play have an encore to unflop, draw more cards, and that's kind of how the insane card advantage of this deck works. There's also Grow Together, which basically says each player may choose a penguin, put a vibe counter on each of those penguins, draw a card. Now, this vibe counter stuff can become useful. Like, right, you can use it to get certain penguins into range of PutonaShow. You can maybe use them to protect certain penguins, like your wizard penguins from popcorn. So there's a lot of like niche cases for it. But the main reason we're playing this is just it's a two pudge draw card, which basically means with Mega Penguin, it's two pudge, draw two cards, which is a really, really good card. Then there's TrustFall. TrustFall is similar to Grow Together, as in the main reason we're playing it is to cycle. But this card also is such a utility card, right? Because it basically says choose a penguin, reduce its vibe by two for the rest of the cycle. And so if that penguin has zero vibe, it can't be iced this cycle. So TrustFall can be super useful in lots of situations. So one situation is if your opponent plays a board clear. If they play a board clear, you can play TrustFall in response on like a wizard penguin, and it'll survive the board clear. It also can really help get certain penguins within the range of Penguin. So let's say they have a penguin that's 6 vibe. You play TrustFall, it goes down to 4 vibe, and then you can remove it with Sunburn. It also is very useful with this like combo with PeaceOutPenguin. We're going to talk more about that combo later, but it's basically this just like really strong infinite value combo, or maybe not infinite, but just a ton of value combo. Um, yeah, and then Trustfall also can just help you win that final vibe check because if you're on the final turn, you can Trustfall your opponent's penguin and just get them down, get them down below what your penguin is to win the final vibe check. The final cycling card that we play is BearishSentiment. Now, this is the weakest of the cycling cards because basically it says choose a penguin, it loses all abilities for the rest of the cycle, draw a card. So the problem with BearishSentiment is as soon as you play it on Red Mega Penguin loses its abilities. So it has to be the final copy, or I guess you could play it and then play other ones. But as soon as this resolves, your Mega Penguin is no longer useful for that turn. But BearishSentiment also can work against key threats of your opponent. So, for example, if they have a Bunkus, BearishSentiment will remove Bunkus's ability, which will then result with Bunkus having zero vibe and then get iced. So it is kind of a removal for Bunkus. It has a few other cards that it is pretty decent against. Like, for example, if they have a penguin that doesn't mind goodbyes, and then they play a Yum Yum, you can play BearishSentiment on the penguin that doesn't mind goodbyes, and then that ability won't trigger, preventing all the card draw. So that's basically the core engine of the deck. So the next important thing is like, right, this engine requires a lot of pudge to run. So let's just talk about the penguins that are in the deck. First, we got Contemplative Penguin. This penguin is just great because it's one fish. So it enables you to get a quick start. Because with this deck, you do need to get to 5 Pudge, if you have a Red Mega Penguin, so it can get a big start. And also, like, sometimes you don't have a good penguin to, ice with Red Mega Penguin. So if you have 6 fish, you can play Contemplative Penguin and Red Mega Penguin on the same turn. Then there's Red Wizard Penguin, absolutely amazing, just because it produces 2 Pudge. I know it doesn't show it here, but, in the bottom left, this penguin does produce 2 Pudge. And so Red Wizard Penguin is just amazing because of how much Pudge this deck needs. Then there's BambooPenguin, another 2-drop, also producing just a single Pudge, but is 4 Vibe. So um, there is some debate if we should play Key Turning Penguin here. But the problem with Key Turning Penguin is it doesn't work well with Popcorn Penguin. So if you're playing Popcorn Penguins into this deck, your other 2-drop is going to have to be BambooPenguin. Um, Other than that, we are also playing PeaceOutPenguin. So this really starts bleeding into the removal category. So PeaceOutPenguin is a pudge producing penguin, but the main reason we're playing this is because of its removal. So let's transition a little bit to talk about the removal package. So PeaceOutPenguin is definitely the best piece of removal, just because it has inherently a 2-for-1 built into it if you can trigger it right. And it's also part of this combo. So we'll get to the combo very shortly. We'll do that right after the removal. The other pieces of removal are Sunburn. So you can choose a penguin with vibe 4 or less, ice that penguin, and then put on a show. And yeah, so put on show allows you to ice penguins with vibe 4, 10 or greater. So as we get to put on a show, you'll notice we're only playing 3 copies of this. And the reason for that is just I find that there aren't that many situations where you're really needing it. Like against certain decks, it's very useful. But in the meta right now, there aren't that many decks that are playing big things, or the decks that are playing big things are playing a lot of big things. And so because of that, I think you only need 3 copies of this. Also, I forgot to mention that BearishSentiment is also another one of these cards. We're only playing 2 copies of it. And the reason for it is it can end up clogging up your hand because of that thing I was talking about where it doesn't usually have that many good natural targets like other use cases besides cycling on RedMegaPenguin. And then the second thing is, right, you can only use 1 per turn that you're going off. So Sunburn, I think that I've seen versions of this deck running only 3 copies of Sunburn. I think that's incorrect. And the reason I think that Sunburn is so important is twofold. The first one is this deck can struggle against Popcorn Penguin, and Sunburn is really your only answer to Popcorn Penguin. Well, I guess Peace Out could also work, but Sunburn is a really good answer. And so you always need to be ready to face Popcorn Penguin in today's meta. And the second reason I think that Sunburn is so important is in the Bizbunk matchup. So this matchup is also difficult for this deck. And so you really want all the tools you can to remove those ascending penguins and penguins who's okay. So because of all of that, I definitely think 4 Sunburn is required. And the final piece of removal is Popcorn Penguin. So Popcorn Penguin, we're only playing 2 copies of it. And the reason for that is, right, Popcorn Penguin in certain matchups is just so critical to winning. It helps a lot in Bizbunk. It helps a lot in the yellow aggressive matchup. But one of the challenges with Popcorn in this type of list is, right, you don't have the buff cards. You don't have Inspiring Story, and you don't have what's that? The sliding penguin. So without the buff cards, Popcorn Penguin is a lot weaker. And so I think 2 copies is good. The one nice thing about this deck is you can actually use the red pudge component of Popcorn. A side benefit of Popcorn is, right, you can play it to maybe only remove 1 thing. And then the next turn, you basically play your red Mega Penguin to basically sacrifice your Popcorn Penguin as a condition of playing the red Mega Penguin. So sometimes your opponent will try to be smart and play around Popcorn to like make it so that it's going to ice itself, and then in response, you can use Red Mega Penguin. The next card is Again and Again. And so Again basically says the next time you play an action with a pudge cost of 2, copy that action, you make a new choices for that copy. So Again and Again has a few use cases. So the primary use case is that it's really the combo card with Peace Out Penguin. So the way the combo works is you play Again and Again, you let it resolve, then you play TrustFall. So then you reduce the vibe of a penguin by 2. So that'll be Peace Out Penguin. And you do that twice. So Peace Out Penguin's vibe now is 0. And then you use Peace Out Penguin's ability. And then once you use its ability, right, it ends up not icing itself. So you basically, you spend again and again in TrustFall. So you spend 2 cards. Your Peace Out Penguin ends up staying on the board. You remove 2 cards. So the card advantage situation is you remove 2 cards from your opponent. You use 2 cards, but then you also draw 2 cards with TrustFall. So overall, you've basically gotten a net of 0 cards because you use 2 cards and draw 2 cards, and your opponent has lost 2 cards. So it's a card advantage +2 play. Um, it can get even more crazy because then you can play Have an Encore and unflop your Peace Out Penguin and then flop it again. So with that, you end up getting even more card advantage. And if you have a Red Mega Penguin on the board, right, then you copy the Trust Fall and the Have an Encore as well. So you can really get like a card advantage +6 from this play if everything lines up perfectly. So this combo is not something that happens every game, but it's something you should always keep an eye open for. And depending, especially if you're playing against yellow, like it can just win you the game on the spot. So it's something to just always be keeping in the back of your mind and playing towards if it's possible. The final cards in this deck are basically the finishing package of this deck. So because of the prevalence of the green mega caffeine deck on the ladder, which is currently definitely one of the most played decks and one of the most strong decks, um, we need a way to deal with that deck. And red is really weak against green mega penguin and too much caffeine on its core. So what we do is we play Screaming Penguin. We play 2 copies of this, and it says whenever you play an action, boost this penguin's vibe by 2 for the rest of the cycle. So you'll have a Screaming Penguin on the board, but it'll be flopped because they're going to flop it with too much caffeine. On that final turn, you just play a bunch of actions, and then you either unflop the Screaming Penguin with Have an Encore or with What a Twist. And so we're playing 3 copies of What a Twist to make sure that we have consistent ability to unflop the Screaming Penguin. And right, Screaming Penguin actually, its vibe increases by 2 for any color action. So even the What a Twist will increase its vibe. And so, like with this combo, you can easily get your Screaming Penguin to 16, 17 to win that final vibe check. Now, it is sometimes a race against time because, right, you might have to do this before you're at 14 permanents, and then you're gonna have to do it like 2 or 3 turns in a row. So the matchup against Green Mega Caffeine is not a good one, but by playing Screaming Penguin and What a Twist, we definitely make it winnable. I still think it's probably favored Green Mega Caffeine, but it's probably close to 50-50. Um, and often they're because red is a very unplayed color, people are not usually ready to play against it. So you do kind of have a bit of a surprise advantage in today's meta. So yeah, so that's the whole deck list. Yeah, I think before we talk about the kind of high level strategy of the deck, let's talk a little bit about tech choices. So for tech choices, I don't think I would add any new cards to this. Like I think this is by far the right list to be playing, but you could adjust the numbers. So if you're playing a lot of yellow or a lot of Bizbunk, max out your popcorn penguins. I think if you're not seeing a lot of caffeine, you could drop down to 2 What a Twists. And then even again and again, if you're not really feeling that like combo play style, you could drop that down a copy or two. And then BearishSentiment, if you want to go for hyper cycling, you could bring that up to 4. So I think like I would definitely play with those cards. Put on a show, you could even drop down to 2 copies if you wanted, or if you really were playing a lot of big stuff, you could bring it up to 4. So I think in general, those are the cards I would change the quantities of. I think everything else is pretty standard, and like right, we shouldn't be cutting any wizard penguins or bamboo penguins, or any of the other cards. So let's talk a little bit about budget substitutions. So the main issue with this deck is you're running Red Mega Penguin, and that's a epic card. And this deck really works best with 4 copies. Now you can get away with 3 copies probably, or yeah, you definitely can. Even down to 2 copies, it's possible to play the deck. It's just going to be less consistent. So other than that, right, What a Twist. You really don't need any What a Twists. You could go down to 0 copies of it, then you'll just be relying fully on having an encore to unflop your Screaming Penguin. And then the other card, Popcorn Penguin, is also like, right, that this is like a auxiliary card in this deck. So if you don't have Popcorn Penguins, that's okay. So I think in general, if you're missing some of these key cards, I would work on maxing out. You could add some more Screaming Penguins. You could add the Bear Sentiments back. And then the one card I would also consider adding is Run It Back Penguin. So what Run It Back Penguin says is pick a red action in your ice and return it to your hand. Ice is Penguin. So Run It Back Penguin, you can definitely put that in for the popcorns if you don't have those. So yeah, and if you're still missing cards with Run It Back Penguin, the other one I would play is Not a Rod Anymore. So Not a Rod Anymore can also have a lot of little helpful things, like it could protect your wizard penguins from Gotham. It could it could protect your popcorn penguin. It can be used for screaming penguin on that final turn. It can be a trigger for screaming penguin just to get bigger, or for your peace out penguin. So the nice thing about not a rod anymore is if you buy the red starter deck, you'll get a bunch of copies of this. So yeah, so I think that's how I would think about the budget substitutions. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about the strategy of the deck. So the first thing is, overall, the main thing about this deck is that it's a very reactive deck. So with this deck, you really get your card advantage by getting small little plays that where they just give you a little bit of benefit against your opponent. So let's say, for example, your opponent plays a adventure squad, targeting one of their penguins and then targeting maybe your peace out penguin. In response to their adventure squad, you could play Penguin on the brainy penguin on their side of the board. For example, let's say they're using a brainy penguin. So the net effect of that play is they're going to spend an adventure squad, you're going to spend a sunburn, and their brainy penguin will get iced, but your peace out penguin won't get iced. So the net effect is they spent 2 cards, you spent 1 card. So even though there was no drawing happened, you got some small card advantage from Penguin. Similarly, like maybe they do a Gotham, and in response to the Gotham, you play a GrowTogether, or maybe you play a TrustFall. And so like you have all these like little tools in your toolkit in order to counter their actions. And so you really want to play very, very reactive with this deck. You don't really want to, like, yes, you want to play your penguins on the board, but you don't just throw a GrowTogether or a Sunburn out on the board. You wait until you get an opportunity to use it in order to get some card advantage. Now, that's a general rule. Obviously, sometimes your hand is just so bad that you just got to cycle something. But in general, that's kind of like the general approach to like slowly grind up card advantage. Then you have a few card advantage machines. So you have that Peace Out Penguin combo and Mega Penguin. So that's so you're basically trying to just play very reactive, get some small card advantages in order to set up for your big card advantage machine, get some crazy card advantage from your one of your machines, and then finish the game out with the Penguin combo. Now, against some decks, you don't need Screaming Penguin. You can just actually just straight up just remove everything they have, especially if you're getting some Peace Out Penguin combos or a popcorn that goes unchecked. So that's kind of the high level strategy of how to play the deck. The other important thing is mulligans. So my mulligan rules are you're basically looking for penguins. So you're looking for a contemplative penguin, red wizard penguin, bamboo penguin, because one of the ways that this deck actually loses is you either have too many penguins or too few penguins, or your penguins come in the wrong order. And so like you really want to start the game off with penguins, and then in the mid game you want to get more actions. So with the mulligan, I look heavily for these 4 penguins, the contemplative, red wizard, peace out, and bamboo. I would also keep a WhataTwist just because you need to play rods anyway. And then I would keep a red mega penguin if my hand was looking good. Like if I had like a contemplative red wizard and a peace out and a red mega penguin, I would keep those 4 cards. And at that case, maybe I would then the ideal other card might be like a HaveanEncore or something like that. Yeah, so that's kind of how the mulligans go. It's pretty straightforward. Also sunburn. So I generally like to keep sunburn as long as I have, like if I had a wizard penguin and a contemplative, I would keep the sunburn just because there are some certain early game cards that will just absolutely wreck you. So you want to just be able to have an answer for those. So that's the overview of the deck. Let's jump into some games and see how it performs. Jumping into the first game, let's take a look at the mulligan. So we definitely want to keep yeah, so the question is, do we keep all these penguins? And I think the answer is yes, just because, right, worst case, we can use some of them as a rod. And also it's like, right, it's just very important to have Pudge with this deck. So with these 3 penguins, I think it's a little, yeah, it would be ideal to have a contemplative penguin, but I think that's still okay. Like we'll be able to get a good start with the double wizards. So let's see what else we get from the rest of the hand. So, yeah, so, okay, so we got another wizard. Okay, so at this point, we actually have so many, okay, good. We'll use the WhataTwist as a rod. But we have so many penguins that there's a chance we might not play them all. I'm also thinking about, so Grow Together could be interesting to kind of protect our wizard penguins from a popcorn. So like, it might be something where we basically just play the Grow Together on the wizard, before the popcorn can come out, because that means that the popcorn is gonna have to be buffed before it can start impacting our wizard penguins. So, um, that's just a little, like, side play we could do, which would also be cycling the grow together. Okay, so looking at our hand here, I think we'll use the bamboo penguin. Um, no, I think we'll use one of the wizard penguins as a rod, just because we have so many wizard penguins. And I am thinking I am going to I'm thinking about popcorn penguin because just in today's meta, you just always need to think about popcorn penguin. There's no way you can possibly think about playing the game without playing around popcorn penguin. I mean, not every deck plays it, but it's just such a strong card that you just need to be ready for. So I do think that this upcoming turn, I'll probably just cycle the grow together on the wizard penguin just to like protect it from popcorn and because I don't really need the grow together. Okay, now I have sunburn, which is going to be actually a um hmm. Okay, now with sunburn, we have a better answer to the popcorn. So we'll play the second wizard. And now the question is, do we want to play a rod? Hmm. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to play a rod because I'd rather probably just cycle the grow together this turn. Yeah, because I think right, there's no reason to be ramping out so quickly because we don't have the Mega Penguin yet. Maybe that's wrong not to play it. Okay, so we're playing against red. So we definitely need the sunburn to handle the peace out. So I think, hmm, yeah. So maybe I should just remove it now. But I guess if I remove it now, they could counterplay with the not a rod anymore and remove both my wizard penguins. And then yeah, so I think but okay, so I need to kind of rethink how I'm doing this because the Sunburneth Penguin, okay, so they're going to now that they played this card here, I'm going to Sunburn in response just to take the piece out off the board because um right now I know they're not going to be able to use not a rod anymore to activate it. And so I think this is going to be a good opportunity to just remove the piece out. Now, this is an interesting heads I win, tails I lose. So I'm not really sure what type of red deck this is. So heads means they draw a card, I think, right? Um, yeah, okay, so that's fine. All right, so yeah, so the fact that they're playing because this might be one of those like yellow hybrid, like sometimes you see like red and yellow together or red in a caffeine shell. Okay, so I'm starting to think yeah, I think I want my hand, so I'll definitely play the contemplative as a rod, and I'm starting to think I want my, hand to get a little stronger, so I think I'm gonna cycle the grow together this turn. I also don't yeah, I don't have the answer to popcorn now because I used the sunburn on the piece out. So if popcorn comes out now, it's gonna be not ideal. Um, but okay, so peace out came out now, so I'm gonna cycle grow together, just because it's, yeah, just because I want a different card. Okay. Oh, and I greatly did that incorrect because I should have used the bamboo penguin for Pudge because I want to lose the vibe check because I want the card draw. Um, so I think one thing though about playing Grow Together here is their piece out's going to become 5, which means I won't be able to sunburn it. So I don't even know if this is. mm, I kind of don't like this play. Okay, so they are trying to. Okay, I'll keep the have an encore back. Okay, so they're trying to lose the lose the vibe check. Okay, so that's interesting from their side. So I think that's smart. Um, okay, so now they're going to use the hmm, yeah, now they're going to use the peace out penguin, I guess. So okay, so I guess that's okay. So not ideal. Um, now the good news is we didn't really get 2 for 1 here because they spent the not a rod anymore. So it was really just a 1 for 1. So if we look at the card advantage situation, it's still kind of tied. So I think that's one thing when you're using peace out is if you're using a card like not a rod anymore to activate it, you're actually not getting card advantage built in. But it is unfortunate because um we are winning the vibe check, which is not really what we want to be doing. Okay, so we have a sunburn popcorn. Okay, so we're just gonna pass. So this is definitely what can happen with this deck sometimes, where you just kind of fizzle and kind of run out of gas. And so losing the vibe check is important for this. And so I think I definitely played this a bit too aggressively. Like I should have just sat back with the sunburn and waited to like actually get card advantage off of it. So okay, so this is some sort of red red bunkus build, red Bismo build. Okay. Um so we don't have a good so we have the popcorn. So we'll be able to remove the ascending with the popcorn. So that I guess will be what we're going to do next turn because we can't really afford to leave an ascending on the board. Um but yeah, I don't have a good um hmm yeah. So we don't have a good answer to yeah, I guess we really need to draw the red Mega Penguin. If we drew, because like they're just gonna let the popcorn fizzle, so it's just gonna be a 1 for 1 for the ascending. But I don't think we really have an option because you can't leave an ascending on the board. And we also have the sunburn. So okay, well at least we're gonna lose a vibe check. Um, which means we'll draw 2 cards. But okay, so this is okay, so okay, so the popcorn will be around for a little longer, I guess. Or unless they have a Gotham. Um But, okay, so we'll have to remove the ascending first, for sure, and we could also use the sunburn on the penguin who's okay, although I'd like to save it for another, yeah, I'd like to save it for another, what's it called? For another ascending, because the way you lose to to Bunkus decks or to Bismo decks is the ascending penguin. So, let's see what they do here. I mean, hopefully they don't have removal for the popcorn penguin, but okay, they have the Gotham. So the question is, do we use the sunburn here? But I think we'll wait just because if they have another ascending penguin, it's going to be like we need to have an answer for that. So, hmm, okay. So yeah, so this is definitely Bismo decks in general is a tough can be a tough matchup just because we're a very slow reactive deck and they're a combo deck. And so like whenever you're playing a slow reactive deck, the combo deck can just sit and set up its combo. And there's not like a lot you can do against it because you also are not really trying to make the game go fast. So, um, not really sure, but I think we need to just be able to remove all of their ascending penguins. So we have one sunburn, but I guess we can get some more peace out penguins maybe to remove their but yeah, I'd like to get rid of this penguin who's okay too, because like once they play a bunch of bunk guy on the deck on the board, there's nothing we can do about that with this deck, um, because a screaming penguin cannot outgrow a bunkus. So I think yeah, definitely going to be definitely a difficult matchup, and I think that's also one of the reasons why in the current meta, which is I think like this deck can hold its own against caffeine. It definitely struggles in this matchup, and those are two of the most common matchups. Okay, so bearish sentiment is not bad because bearish sentiment will allow us to remove a bunkus maybe on a final turn. So yeah, so we need to start thinking about how we're going to actually win this, and I think we just have to get to 15. Like we almost need to race them, I think, because I don't really see a world where like, if we go slow, we're just gonna lose. So, I think we need to race, um, and right, we also need a Mega Penguin, I think, because a Mega Penguin will really accelerate us. So, um, yeah, okay, so they're playing the 4th wall. Okay, so that's good because we wanna be losing the vibe checks. So, okay, so we'll play the, Wizard Penguin, and yeah, so I think if we don't, what's it called? If we don't Yeah, if the wizard penguin survives this turn, then next turn we'll start just cycling stuff. Maybe the trust fall. So the trust fall will be good to protect our wizard penguin against a Gotham. Although I guess they would have done it this turn if they were going to do it. Okay, so this turn I think we're just going to have to cycle. And we're really we're really looking now. Yeah, we really need a Mega Penguin. Because that's really the only. Yeah, they're already at 20 cards in their ice. So yeah, we don't really have that many turns left. So I think also we should just start playing rods each turn. Just because, right, we have to win somehow, and I don't think we have that many turns left. So so against the Peace Out Penguin, so the Trust Fall isn't. Oh no, we have Sunburn. Okay, so we'll be able to Sunburn the Peace Out. So we should be able to prevent that from happening. So yeah, so that I guess that's going to be a small bonus. But yeah, I think it's going to be too little, too late because yeah, the Bunkus is already on the board. Oh, but we could BearishSentiment the Bunkus, so hopefully we get another Pudge card. All right, so WhataTwist. Not really what we need. So let's see what they do with their actions. If they do something, because we could definitely remove the Bunkus. That would help us. But I guess we don't need to quite do it yet. Hmm. So yeah, so should we just go ahead and Sunburn the Penguin who's okay? Ugh, but then we have the Peace Out Penguin. But I definitely want to play something. So I think maybe yeah, but if I yeah, that's the issue with this deck, it's very reactive. So when you're forced to be on the front foot, um, yeah. But yeah, I do think I just wanna cycle. So I think I wanna do everything. So I think I'm gonna just, I think I just have to hope that like, I feel so far behind that I'm gonna just need to hope that they don't have a, activator for the Peace Out Penguin, like a not another not a rod anymore. So and yeah, because I'm gonna lose the game if this penguin who's okay just keeps triggering. So I think this is a very like I don't like doing this, but I'm just really worried about being too far behind. That okay, so they're gonna do the adventure squad. Yeah, so this is just yeah, very unfortunate because right, ideally we would be now have the pudge to play trust fall in response, but we're just too far on the back foot. And so by going first, like this is just like the exact way of how not to play this deck, where you really want to be reacting. And the reason why I feel like I didn't have the luxury of being able to react is because I just feel so far behind. Um, but okay, so we need and we're winning the vibe check. That's really unfortunate. And the screaming penguin would have been so good. Okay, we need just something that produces pudge. Um, yeah, so I guess we'll get rid of the trust fall. Um, Yeah, so, yeah, this is just really bad. I don't really see a I don't see a good path here. We need to like yeah, and this is again, this is one of the weaknesses of this deck is if you don't have enough penguins, you're not gonna make it. And yeah, that's kind of what happened here. So, let's see. Um, yeah, so we need, um so the only, like, small glimmer of hope is that they kind of seem a bit stalled out as well. So, and we have the BearishSentiment to take care of this one Bunkus. Okay, so there we have the Mega Penguin. The problem is we need one more. If we draw one more penguin, we might be able to have a big turn with just a bunch of pudge because we can use the What a Twist to unflop. Um, but even that, right? The what's it called? The Peace Out Penguin is going to be a problem for us. So, right, because we can remove this one Bunkus. Um, but I guess we also have PutonaShows in the deck. So we just need to be a little wider in order to get the full benefit of everything. But I also think like, right, it's we're so far behind that we just have to go for it. So all these fourth walls, penguins, they don't worry me because we will eventually with Screaming Penguin outgrow them. Okay, so we have to just play our Mega Penguin. Um, but again, right, we need um yeah, and I'm just playing rods out just because right, we need to get to 15 as quickly as possible. Now, this is like right, if they have removal for the Mega Penguin, it's it's gonna be over. because there's nothing we can do about that. I mean, I will be able to the nice thing about the Mega Penguin is, right, when they remove it, you copy the removal spell, so it gets you a little card advantage back, but, right, we had to sacrifice our Bamboo Penguin, and I played other Mega Penguin as a rod. The reason I did that is yeah, so here so this is pretty much over. I mean, so this is nice that we'll get to copy this, and we can choose like, we'll be able to get rid of the Bunkus, but again, it's, um, just getting rid of the Bunkus is not gonna be sufficient because we're still, um yeah, right now we need well, we put that other Mega Penguin as a rod, maybe that was wrong, but I just yeah. Yeah, I just don't see a way that this is gonna work out for us. Like, we just don't have penguins, and we need penguins. So, yeah, so I think kinda feel like this game has been over for a while. I mean, the only nice thing is that they're kind of out of stuff too. So, but again, like, we need to remove this penguin who's okay. So, maybe if we drew yeah, I think we just need to draw a lot of penguins right now. Like, if we drew, like, popcorn into something, maybe that would work. Like, popcorn, and then another Mega Penguin, um, and a Screaming Penguin. I don't know. Right. There's still some paths where we can win, but it's definitely looking pretty rough. Okay, so that is not what we need. Um, yeah, and I think this is again something that just really one of the reasons why I think this deck isn't one of the strongest decks right now, but it's like a middle of the pack deck. Is just because you can just have games like this where now like I just have a handful of actions, and right maybe yeah, I do think I played this wrong. Like, I shouldn't have, played the like, right now, obviously, I wish I had the Mega Penguin in my hand, but in my head, I was thinking, "Right, I'm so far behind that the only way I can win is if that Mega Penguin sticks." Now that it didn't stick, right, now it's even worse, but I think in the world where it would've stuck, I needed I needed to just get to 15 as quickly as possible. Because here yeah, now, I didn't really think that they would kind of run out of steam so quickly. But, um, yeah, okay, so but again, with no penguins, I don't really see a path forward here. Okay, so we got another Mega Penguin, but again, it doesn't help us because Mega Penguin needs you to have a big cast of penguins out on the board. So, yeah, so what really lost us was the PeaceOutPenguin in the early game. Um, yeah, I guess I should have saved the Sunburn maybe? And not play that GrowTogether? Yeah, I think the turn where I played the GrowTogether, I guess I just needed to be more reactive. So, yeah, I feel like that's often where I end up with this deck whenever I lose a game. It's like I should have played it more reactive. So, yeah, so at this point, again, I don't really see a path, but like, um, yeah, so let's just see. Um, yeah, hopefully they just end the game here because put us out of our misery. Well, this isn't gonna really work because the what's it called? Yeah, so okay, so I guess we'll pass here. The popcorn will ice itself. So we have one more turn. So if we draw, I guess I should have just played the red Mega Penguin this turn. Um, because if I draw a Screaming Penguin, but okay, so right, well, yeah, I guess if I can remove the Bunkus, right, because and just get penguins that are above. I mean, yeah, maybe a Peace Out Penguin would be good here. I don't know. There's still okay, so contemplative is not bad. Okay, so I need as many penguins as possible in order to get past this turn. So, yeah, I think a peace out penguin might maybe what we need here. Because we have a bunch of WhataTwists. So if I can get one more penguin, so we still haven't seen a single peace out penguin. So, okay. So yeah, as long as we can remove something, we can get one more turn. So I still feel like we have, yeah, there's still a path here, which is crazy that there's a path. Um, I need a penguin, maybe even a popcorn penguin. A popcorn penguin would be good. No, um, okay, so yeah, so what do I need to do? I just need to win this vibe check. So yeah, so winning this vibe check is going to be difficult. But let's see. Okay, so that is not really what we needed. So okay, so I mean, we have to do it like this, and then we will. Yeah, I guess we're just going to. Um, yeah, we're going to draw a bunch of cards. So right, so we have to remove. We have to remove two of their things, right? Um, well, we either have to tie the vibe check. So right, they have 9 on their side. So how are we going to get rid of the vibe check? Well, we're going to draw like a bunch of cards. Um, so okay, so we're gonna start with I guess because we're gonna be able to unflop twice. So can we? But can we really win this? Yeah. Oh, we have to just draw a sunburn. Okay. So we have to. The way we get out of this is we draw a sunburn or another. Or another. What's it called? Um. Yeah, we draw a sunburn because we have one bearish sentiment for one bunkus, and we have two WhataTwist, so we can unflop twice. So we'll have. So yeah. So if we draw a sunburn here, that would. Okay. So we drew the sunburn. So yeah, so now we'll be able to get out of this by basically we're gonna use all our WhataTwists. So that's gonna be not great. Um, but yeah, so we'll use WhataTwist to unflop both of our penguins. I think yeah, and then next turn we're gonna have a ridiculous amount of having encores. So yeah. Okay. So right, because yeah, we'll sunburn one bunkus or yeah. Okay, so what do we want to actually get rid of? I guess we want to get rid of the so we'll bearish sentiment or we'll sunburn. Okay, so oh, so they're gonna go for peace out here. Okay, so then we're gonna um yeah, by going for peace out, well, we're gonna survive one more turn, I guess. But it's definitely not ideal, right? Because um yeah, so okay, so we're gonna survive one more turn, but it was yeah, so what do we need? We basically need to have we need to draw back-to-back penguins, or we need to draw a yeah, if we draw a popcorn, maybe that would help. Yeah, so but yeah, the only way out is basically we need to get this red mega penguin on the board. Oof. Yeah. So okay. So yeah, maybe again, there's still a glimmer of hope, but I think it's very unlikely that we'll be able to come out of this game. So let's see. Let's see what else happens. Um yeah, so they're gonna keep yeah, keep drawing cards to try to get some more options in their hand. So, okay, so because right, we can remove yeah, if we're able to get control of the board, we can remove their bunk eye with bearish sentiment and put on a show. So we just need to get enough we just need to get enough enough penguins on the board. But yeah, the peace outs have been really annoying. So this build of Bismo where you basically put the red in, personally I don't think it's a good build. Like, I think that there's much better builds of Bismo. But I think against this red Mega Penguin deck, because it's so focused on controlling the board, it actually can be good against that because the peace out is just it is very strong against the red deck. Um, so okay, so they're down to 12. So ugh, this is not what we needed. So yeah, so I think yeah, now okay, so now there's no way forward because yeah, we needed more oh, I guess no, I guess if I draw the popcorn is the only way out. Right? If I draw a popcorn here, because I need to be able to produce 2 Pudge, and the Red Mega Penguin doesn't, nope, okay, so there's no way out, and okay, so not a great start, but I think, I think I played really badly. Like, I think there's so many plays. I think the early game I messed up, and I think all of this is kind of downstream of that. So, yeah, so okay, so let's jump to the next game, and hopefully we'll do better than this. Because yeah, I think again, I was I was too focused on going too fast, and I was worried about running out of time, but I think ultimately they they also were stalling out. So I think going a little slower and trying to get a little more value for the cards and protecting my penguins would have been the way to go. All right, jumping into the next game, looking at our mulligan. All right, so we definitely want to just keep the 2 penguins. I think the rest of these cards are more supportive cards that we don't really need, at least to start. So yeah, we'll keep the penguins. Again, like non-penguin cards, we would maybe keep a sunburn, or if we had like the absolute perfect hand, like maybe we would keep some of these like cycle cards. But at its core, I think just the penguins is a good start. Okay, so we have a good hand. Right, we have a WhataTwist, which again, if we're playing caffeine, is really important. And other than that, we have a good curve of penguins. Um, yeah, so we have all these again and agains. I'm not sure if we'll probably end up rotting some of those just because, right, we have no other pieces of the combo. We would really need yeah, what would we need? We would need to have the PeaceOutPenguin and the TrustFall for this to be useful. So maybe with a sunburn, it's also not bad to sunburn 2 targets. So let's see. But okay, so they didn't have a 1 drop. Um, so that's one thing that I don't really like about this deck is like I want to be losing the vibe checks at the beginning, but right, you do come out fast out the gate. But we'll play the Wizard Penguin. No need to play a rod. Just because, right, we got that rod already. Let's see what it was. Oh, what a twist. Well, that's perfect. So yeah, so I think okay. So let's see what they play. Okay, so they seem to be playing some sort of red as well. So all right, so in the red versus red, it's really important to have the removal cards. So we're gonna need to get sunburns and what's it called? So we'll need sunburn and peace out penguin. So let's see what else we get here. Popcorn is also good. So I kind of don't want to play bamboo penguin. Hmm. Yeah, because I don't want to win the vibe check. But I guess I kind of should just play out my cards. So hopefully they're gonna play something else that'll be a good target for popcorn. Like if they play a wizard penguin here, we can get a 2-for-1 with popcorn. So that would be pretty good. Um, but maybe also this is a deck that just plays contemplative penguin that's actually like just playing it as a 1 drop. Like there are other decks like that. So I'm not 100% sure it's red yet because contemplative penguin is like that. But okay, so they play peace out. So yeah, so we're gonna get yeah, so we really need an answer to the to the peace out, which we don't have right now. So we're gonna end up losing 2 penguins, which is gonna be very painful. So yeah, we really need a sunburn or our own peace out. Okay, another again and again is not what we need. We won't play the popcorn yet because that will just give the peace out even better targets. So the only hope we have is that they don't realize. Um, okay, so this looks like it's maybe like a more like a red starter deck. Um, okay, so yeah, so this is not good. Like if they do sunburn peace out, then our entire board is gone, and we have nothing we can do about it. So yeah, so we'll hold the popcorn back until we can get a 2-for-1 with the popcorn. So yeah, okay. Yeah, so like right, we have just all the wrong cards in our hand to deal with this. Because if we had a yeah, so if we had a what's it called? A trust fall or a sun well, even that, right? If we do the trust fall, they could peace out in response. So I wonder if they're gonna use the peace out here. Okay, they're gonna save the peace out for something stronger. So maybe that's a glimmer of hope for us. So we're still looking for hopefully getting a 2-for-1 with a popcorn. Um, yeah, so still okay. So have an encore is not what I need. I'm gonna stop playing rods at this point, just because like, now I'm in a situation where if I do draw the Mega Penguin, I could play it. Um, but yeah, another piece out. Yeah, this is gonna be very difficult to get through. Um, so I don't really see. Yeah. Hmm. So again, so what do we need here? So we need yeah, so we need what do we need? Okay, so we got the sunburn. Okay. So the sunburn is a good counter to one of the peace outs. But again, we need more pudge on the board. Um, so yeah, so maybe if we got our own piece out, that would be useful. Um, I could sunburn now because that would let me lose the vibe check. Um, but right, if I sunburn in response, well, yeah, in response they could use the piece out, and then I'm just gonna get even more carded disadvantage. So I think I need to just sit back and wait. Hopefully, I'm gonna draw some more penguins. So the good news is it seems like they kind of ran out of steam a little bit too. So let's see what else I get. Um, yeah, so if I get more penguins, I'll be able to play a lot of cards. So right, like I could like if they play something small and I play the popcorn. Okay, so a mukbang. Okay, so we don't have a good answer to the mukbang either. So yeah, so we're really looking for a piece out here. I think the piece out could help us against the mukbang. Um, yeah, but this is definitely going to be tough. Because again, right, we've just drawn all of the action cards again. Right, if we look at the total cards we've drawn, one, two, three, four penguins. So even though like half of the deck, over half the deck is penguins, we've only drawn four out of the out of this far in the deck. Okay, so we got another penguin. So, at least we're losing the vibe checks now. So, hopefully I still am really hoping they play something. Well, I guess we should have been maybe playing some more rods. Okay, so I think, yeah, so I think maybe we play well, yeah, I think maybe we play the popcorn penguin to remove the contemplative, and hopefully this will, or we could play again and again sunburn. Yeah, so let's save this. I guess we'll use have an encore. I'm just hoping to kind of tempt them into activating something incorrect here, maybe because I could do again and again sunburn now. Um, and right, yeah. So okay, so they play sunburn here. So in response, um, wait. So okay, they played sunburn. So in response, I could if I again and again. Um, hmm. Yeah, I think if I again and again sunburn here, so I'll again and again in response. And so now, because I'll be able to remove both of their peace outs with the again and again sunburn, and we'll see if they're well, they can peace out in response, and that would be pretty devastating for us. But I think we have to do something. So okay, so it was nice that yeah, we got them. We kind of triggered them because we didn't actually have a follow up for the popcorn. So now we played again and again. So now we'll play sunburn, and we're gonna remove the flop peace out penguin. And then right, I don't want to remove this peace out penguin because in response they could flop it. So I'm gonna get rid of the ribbon dancing penguin and this peace out penguin here on the left. And so right, they could use their peace out penguin in response, but then basically they would be down to just a mukbang. So um yeah, so this is just basically I'm just trying to buy time because I think in the long run, so let's look at the card advantage situation right now. Um, so they have 8, 9, 10. No, they have 8, 9, and I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm up 2 on the card advantage situation. So I just need to figure out how to deal with this mukbang. So I can deal with the mukbang with yeah, I could deal with it with a peace out penguin or yeah, mainly a peace out penguin, I think. So hopefully they'll play something small and I can play another popcorn penguin. Um, but yeah, so let's see. Okay. I really I'm really looking for the, what's it called? I'm really looking for a, what's it called? A Mega Penguin. So, the question is, should I cycle stuff here? Should I cycle the TrustFall and then have an Encore this turn? I'm not sure about that. I think I'll wait one more turn because these would just be so good if I draw Mega Penguin in. There's still 4 in the deck, and so yeah. So let's see. And I like having the TrustFall as like a defensive posture to kind of keep if they use the. But I guess if they use a piece out, they could probably just use the 2 bamboos. Okay, so put on a show could be useful for the mukbang with a grow together. Um, but let's see what they play. Um, but yeah, I don't or if I get the screaming penguin, that could work. Okay, so we got the mega penguin. So that's good. So but what are we gonna do about the yeah, so I think we'll do yeah, we'll get rid of the actually we'll get rid of the contemplative penguin just because that's going to enable us to use the trust fall to keep the contemplative alive in case they use the peace out penguin. So now the question is, are they going to because right, they could activate the peace out penguin on our red mega penguin and there's nothing we could do. So I think we want to be reactive. So ideally we just sit back. So we still have a few turns left. Okay, another bamboo good because now we can we have more ability to react, more pudge available. So hopefully they'll play something small here. Okay. So they're just going really slow. Okay. So now okay, so we have two penguins that come in here. So yeah, so this is the turn we're just gonna cycle everything like crazy. But right, the peace out penguin is going to yeah, the peace out penguin is potentially going to be problems for us. But okay, so we have to start with trust fall. So we'll choose yeah, and then we'll do the trust fall, I guess, on our contemplative. So right now, if in response to this, they activate the peace out penguin and remove the red mega penguin and the contemplative, it's going to be pretty bad. So maybe I should have used the mukbang as the second target for the trust fall, actually, because that would have guaranteed that it went off. Because right now they could fizzle it, like with the not a rod anymore. So that could be pretty devastating for us. In that case, I would just cycle a bunch of Have an Encores just to get a bigger hand. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, like a not a rod anymore would be pretty detrimental to us here. So yeah, so this was definitely a mistake. But okay, so this worked. So let's just okay, so nice. So we could use the bearish sentiment on the well, I guess that really won't matter on the peace out. I really need a what do I need? I need a sunburn. So I'm just gonna keep I want to cycle this have an encore now. Um so they're gonna sunburn here. Okay, so in order to sunburn, okay, so nice. So first I can counter sunburn that. And is there anything I can do about this sunburn? Um, no. So I might as well just cycle as much as I can. But I only yeah, so I'm gonna just cycle 2 of these have an encores. So I'll cycle that like that. And yeah, so okay, so right, because I'm cycling the have an encore. Just because the sunburn is going to be yeah, the sunburn's gonna remove the red mega penguin, so I just want to draw as much as I can. And okay, so they're gonna do not a rod anymore to protect it from sunburn. So I guess at this point I will hmm. So what could I do? So I can either cycle 2 more or I could bearish sentiment this, but I guess it doesn't really matter because okay, it's gonna be protected from sunburn. So I think I'm just gonna go full cycle just to get as full of a hand as possible. Um yeah, so yeah, so I'm just gonna go full cycle. Yeah, because there's nothing yeah, oh, so maybe I should have done the trust fall and the peace out penguin, but okay, it doesn't really matter. at this point. There's no but yeah, I'm just gonna cycle everything just because yeah, because oh yeah, the reason I'm cycling everything is I just feel like I'm gonna be like I need to just control the board after this. So I'm gonna lose my Mega Penguin. They're gonna lose nothing, but at least I'm going to be able to just have a hand with one, two, three, four, five, six additional cards in it. So that's gonna be a lot of cards in my hand. So hopefully I'll be able to come back. Okay, so I got a new red Mega Penguin, so that's good. Um, hopefully I'll get okay, I got the Screaming Penguin, so that's good. Let's see what else I'm gonna get. Another WhataTwist, right? Because I used all my HaveanEncore, so I'll need the WhataTwists probably in order for my unflopping. So okay, so that's good. I still need a PeaceOutPenguin. I need like a way to deal with his mukbang. Um, so we're still kind of missing an answer to the mukbang. Okay, so there's a peace out. So that'll be good to deal with the mukbang. So yeah, so okay, so I still have all of these. But do I need to actually play anything this turn? I don't think so. I think I'm in a good position to not have to play anything. So next turn, next turn. So now we've basically gotten this crazy card advantage with Red Mega Penguin. So now the idea is and it's good we win the vibe check because right, there's no reason not to win the vibe check at this point because we have so many cards in hand. We don't really need more cards in hand. So okay, so what's the okay, we'll play the twist as a rod. So how much do we have? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So we have seven. So we want to use all our pudge, I think. So we'll do or do we want to play double peace out? I don't think so. I think we'll do bamboo, wizard, and peace out. Okay. So I think we start like this. Um, we don't even need to like so we can play like bearish sentiment on the peace out. And then if they do something in response to it, then we can sunburn it. And then we can peace out the mukbang. But the only issue with piecing out the okay, Serene Penguin. So yeah, so do we want to actually start doing stuff this turn? I guess we can just put on a show the Serene Penguin. There's no reason not to just get rid of it this turn. Maybe this will trigger yeah, because now actually we could use the peace out, but I wanna have the flexibility with the peace out. Well, I guess I could peace out the mukbang because if they, in response, peace out me, then then I could sunburn. But I think we just wait one more turn because ideally, if we get the red mega on the board, that's gonna just help a lot again with, so we're at 14 already, so we just need to win the vibe check. But, so maybe we just go for the win with screaming next turn, actually. That might be a better strategy. But okay, so right, they're only at 11, so we still have a few more turns. Now we got our red wizard unflopped. So we still have popcorn. Okay, so how much we're gonna have so we can play basically peace out and then either screaming penguin or red mega next turn. Um all right, so we have Chubb. Um so we'll definitely need to bearish sentiment that because we don't have our other put on a show. So I think we'll do red mega because we're not going to be able to keep up with we're not going to be able to keep up with what's it called with their and I think popcorn is going to be useless here. So I think we will no, we'll keep popcorn because yeah, the mega is going to be too slow. We'll play the our red mega all the way on the right. Okay. So yeah, so okay, so the question is are we going to be able to so we'll be wanting to use our peace out penguins in order to yeah, in order to deal with the situation. So let's see what they play. But right, we'll activate our peace out, our first peace out to remove the mukbang probably. But maybe we'll start with a TrustFall. Yeah, I think maybe starting with the TrustFall will be good, just to get the yeah, because okay, so we just need to think of like we have to just use we have a lot of pudge. Okay, so they're starting with this. So I think we start with bearish sentiment on the so we'll start with bear sentiment. We'll do it on the Mega Penguin first, and we'll do it on the Chub. So that means that this is gonna just prevent future growth from the Chub. So hopefully we'll be able to keep it within peace out range. But if they can play two actions now, they might be able to get it out of the peace out range. But yeah, so let's see. let's see what happens here. Also, how many more Nada rods do they have? So they've used one so far, so there still could be up to 2 more. Okay, so I think as long as we can, yeah, so now they do peace out. Okay, so when they do peace out, so in response to peace out, we can sunburn their peace out. Yeah, so let's do that in response to their peace out because that will nullify their peace out. And then right, each of our peace outs can remove each of their penguins, and then that should be good. So hopefully that will work. So let's just let this whole chain resolve. So sunburn removes the peace out. So that cancels that. Okay, so now the chub kind of gets limited. All right, so we have a put on a show anyway. So okay, we have 2 put on a shows, but I think we're going to oh perfect. So now we can use a put on a show on the chub. So that will get it that will remove that, and then we can use a peace out on the mukbang, and then theoretically we will win. But we'll see if they have a yeah, we'll see if they have a response to this. So we'll keep both of our peace outs unflopped. Um, we could always use WhataTwist if we really need more pudge with a red wizard penguin, but I think overall we should be in a good position here now. So, right, by kind of waiting them out, going slow, and then we really got that card advantage turn with the red wizard penguin. So, yeah, so that was a really good turn for us. Okay, so they're gonna use whoopee cushion. Um, so I guess that's going to save that. So in return, I think we'll just peace out it. Right, so that the peace out will happen before the use whoopee cushion goes into effect. And that will also mean that they don't end up not drawing a card from the use whoopee cushion. So that's why we kind of keep the peace outs, keep the peace outs there. We're at 15. Everything else cancels. So I think, yeah, I think this is going to be good. I think we should win here on this vibe check. Okay, so that was definitely a bit of a slog, but I think that's one thing with this deck. Like as you've seen from both games so far, like they can just go on for quite some time. So okay, cool. So that's 2 games with this deck. So yeah, so let's do one more. All right, taking a look at the mulligans. Basically, I'm gonna do a full mulligan just because maybe you could keep the sunburn or the WhataTwist, but we don't have any penguins, and so when we don't have penguins, I just really feel like I need to get penguins. Okay, so we have the Mega Penguin. We have a good 1-2. Um, okay, we have 2 Mega Penguins. I think we probably won't need both Mega Penguins, so I'd rather just use one as a rod here. Right. Maybe I'll use a grow together on the wizard if I have a chance early in the game. Although I kind of just want to save it for the Mega Penguin. And so the question is, but that would really help against popcorn. Although against popcorn, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But either way, because we have the Mega Penguin and the Screaming Penguin, I do kind of feel like I want to just get to yeah. So I do want to get to 5 as quickly as possible. But I guess I'll play it a little slower because I would like to keep the grow together if I could, because the grow together could protect our wizard against popcorn, and it also might be able to if I can keep it all the way onto a red mega penguin, right? It's a card to start the chain of drawing a bunch of cards. But okay, so so we have popcorn, so we'll see what type of deck it is to see if popcorn will be useful. I'm a little skeptical because if it was yellow, they would have played something by now. But yeah, so let's see. So okay, so we can definitely use again and again as a rod here. And so the question will be, do we play grow together this turn? So let's see what they play. Because if they play nothing again, then maybe I will. No, then I think I'll hold the grow together, just because. Yeah, so they're only at 1 rod, so it's pretty far from being popcorn territory. Okay, so it's also yellow, so maybe it's less likely that they're gonna play popcorn. But so grow together also could work against daydreaming penguin. So if they play daydreaming penguin, I could respond with grow together to protect my red wizard penguin against a daydreaming. So yeah, so I think we're gonna just slam the red mega penguin next turn. Um, and so I think we have a good fast start against yellow. And so yellow should be a good matchup for this deck. I think the one thing about yellow that makes this makes a matchup really what good is a Peace Out Penguin. So we haven't seen any of those yet, but popcorn also should be pretty good. We should be able to get a 2-for-1 with popcorn. Maybe I can even play popcorn this turn. Yeah, so like if there's okay, so they play Shy Penguin. So we have to put on a show for the Shy Penguin. Hmm. So I do kind of want to keep. So I think the Screaming Penguin is not really that necessary against. Yeah, I just kind of want to get the Yeah, I want to get the card draw rolling. No, I guess the bamboo penguin. Well, next turn I could do bamboo and popcorn together. So I guess the screaming penguin can go. Because I will need a more pudge than I have now. So the nice thing is this turn I'm gonna just play grow together in order to just draw 2 cards. And hopefully, yeah, I'm wondering if I should put the counter on the inquisitive penguin, but I guess I'm going to put I'm gonna put my counter. Well, the first one has to go on the red mega penguin. And we'll flop both our penguins. And then the second one I'm gonna put on the wizard just to protect it from daydreaming penguin and popcorn penguin and got him. Like getting from 2 to 3 vibe really helps protect your penguins. So let's see what they boost. I hope that they don't boost the inquisitive to 3 because I like it there for popcorn. Um, right? Because with popcorn penguin, I'll be wanting to remove the inquisitive penguin. Um, but it would be not bad if they moved it to 2, because then, right, if they play other 2 vibe penguins, I don't have to remove the inquisitive first. Because inquisitive it has like pretty good protection built in against removal. Or like it protects the rest of your board against popcorn. Okay, so we have an encore. So we're gonna be able to draw a lot next turn. So looking at our rods, one piece out is there and another red mega. So I'm a little worried about protecting the red mega I have right now against a not your keys. Okay, so I got the other red mega. So this is my final one. So I have to be very protective of that. Um, so I'll have to be careful with that. Although I could play it if you get 2 red megas on the board, having an encore is really powerful because then you can draw 3 cards with it. But okay, so they didn't play anything. Yeah, so I think I will play like so I want to play put on a show and then I'm going to play have an encore to draw. So or should I just wait one turn? Because if I wait one turn, I can get the other red mega on the board. But I think that's too greedy because then I might lose to Yum Yum. So I think I'll just be a little more. I'll be less greedy, and I'll just play. I'll put on a show to remove the shy penguin, and then I'll do have an encore to unflop everything, and hopefully I'll draw something more to keep the train going. But um, at a very minimum, I will have drawn 2 cards. So that'll be a good start. Also, yeah. So I guess I'll use the other red mega. I will play that with the popcorn. So so that like I'll play popcorn, and then the turn that popcorn would ice itself, I will then use red mega. So I think that's a good strategy to not really feel the effect of the coming into the huddle cost that red mega penguin has. So okay, so either way, this seems like a very good start for this deck, the way this is going. Alright, so we got Sunburn. So Sunburn is not bad. I could Sunburn something, um, but I think I'll hold the Sunburn back, um, just in case I get something better. Although I do wanna lose the vibe check, but I guess if I Sunburn, I'm gonna win the vibe check anyway. So, okay. So the question is, this is all well and good, but maybe I should have played a little more greedy because I am kind of out of gas in my hand. So I'll be able to, yeah, I'll be able to just play a bunch of penguins. Um, but it is like, yeah, does it really help us? Um, well, maybe we will just win the vibe check like this. Well, but okay, at this point it doesn't. We're only at 13, so I guess the good news is if we start losing the vibe check, then yeah, so we need a way to deal with this shy penguin, which we don't have. So so let's see what we draw here. So yeah, so maybe we should have been more greedy with the have an encore because we could have gotten one more draw out of it. And so okay, so we have trust fall. Okay, so we're gonna be able to draw a lot of cards. Um But yeah, so this turn, right, they're gonna probably be able to push up to 14. So we're gonna need to do some stuff to start controlling the board. So we have TrustFall, we have Peace Out. I think we're gonna get our other Mega Penguin on the board. So Screaming Penguin would be good here too. Um, okay, so we have again and again TrustFall, but we don't have the final piece of the combo. So okay, so we'll definitely need to play Popcorn Penguin. And I'm gonna just cycle. Now we could do again and again TrustFall or on Sunburn. Hmm. Yeah, so I'm not sure exactly. Or do we just wait one more turn? So right, with Popcorn, we can remove one to get them down to 13. So yeah, so the question is, do we just wait one more turn? Or do we try to, because I don't really need more penguins, but maybe if I drew the, so I could, right, I could again again Sunburn or just cycle the TrustFall now. I guess I'll cycle the TrustFall. Um, just because, um, yeah, by just cycling the TrustFall, it will enable me to, yeah, by cycling the TrustFall, maybe I can draw the other Screaming Penguin. Because Screaming Penguin would be another way I could win this game. So, and if I play it during the turn next turn, that won't help. Okay, so another again and again. So that's not ideal. And TrustFall. Okay, so we could really, if we do again and again TrustFall, we could remove one. We could get no, we can't even get a Shy Penguin within range. So do we do it again? No, I think um at this point we'll pass because yeah, because next turn we're gonna draw two more cards. So we really need a way to deal with both of these Shy Penguins. So we used one put on a show already. So there's only it's kind of like we maybe need the other Screaming Penguin in order to outgrow it. Or we get right, one put on a show is there, so we could draw two more put on a shows. Or what we could so okay, so we can trust fall. Okay, so right, so well maybe they have Yum Yum. So we need to think a little bit about Yum Yum, but okay, so I think we'll play the Mega Penguin just in case we draw a yeah, so let's just play it out. Let's right, if they have Yum Yum, this is gonna be not good for us anyway. Um, oh, yeah, yeah. So that's gonna be a potential problem. Okay, so right, because we'll do again and no, we'll do one again and again with the Sunburn, and one and again with the Trust Fall. No, I guess with the Sunburn because we want to get rid of the. Well, we have to do two things. So let's just start with the Trust Fall. Um, so we'll start with again and again in Trust Fall, and we'll get the Penguin that doesn't mind goodbyes down to 4, so that we can Sunburn it. And right, we have to actually get two cards with Sunburn because we need to get them down to 13. So let's see what we draw with Trustfall. So we'll do the first one on the penguin that does mind goodbyes, and then we'll do the other one. I guess we'll get the penguin. I guess we'll start working on a Shy Penguin. Oh yeah, because we could maybe there's a world where we put on a show one side penguin and then the other one. Oh, so I guess I should have used the Trustfall on my red Mega Penguin that is smaller because yeah, oh, so I could have yeah, so if I drew a put on a show, maybe the other Shy Penguin will bring down. But we really need a Peace Out Penguin would be good. Okay, so we got one put on a show. So because we got one put on a show means we don't have to use this again and again on the so we'll use this on the penguin that doesn't mind goodbyes. Okay, so let's just do this. Um because we'll use the put on a show on this Shy Penguin. Um so let's see. Okay, so we'll remove the penguin that doesn't mind goodbyes. And now we're gonna stack all of our grow togethers on this. So I think we'll do yeah, we'll do again and again. Okay, wait, so we need to still save 3 Pudge for um so wait, how much Pudge do we have? We have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can definitely do how much is in our hand? Less than 10. Okay, so we'll do again and again with grow together. So we're gonna make this Mega Penguin as big as we can, just so that it can tie. it can tie their Shy Penguin. So we do want to lose this vibe check though. So we'll do again and again and grow together, and we'll put all the tokens on this red Mega Penguin because that's gonna give us 3. And then, oh no, wait, I don't know how I counted our Pudge because I'm going to be, oh no, I'm gonna have exactly, no, I'm gonna be short Pudge. So because the reason I wanted to do again and again with grow together is I just want to draw as many cards as possible. Um, Plus, if I can get this, will get this red Mega Penguin up to be 10 because it was at 7. So if it's at 10, it's almost bigger than their Shy Penguin, and we'll see how they distribute their tokens. So let's see what they do. Okay, so we'll do grow together. We'll do it on this red Mega Penguin. Pay 2 Pudge. Yeah, so I miscounted because I thought I could also cycle the BearishSentiment. So I guess I could have just not played the again and again, kept that in my hand, and then cycled the BearishSentiment instead, which wouldn't have been bad. So yeah, let's put all 3 tokens on there. So this is 10. The nice thing about this being 10 is depending on how they can distribute their tokens, we might be able to tie a vibe check. So, but we really need a PeaceOutPenguin. But at this point, actually, PeaceOutPenguin might not be sufficient. Okay, yeah. So let's hope that they just keep putting them all on this one. Yes, keep doing that. Perfect. Because now we can put on a show. And we want to lose the vibe check because we want to draw as many cards as possible. So we'll put on the show this one. And so we'll use these 3. And it was really, really good that they didn't put them on this Shy Penguin because now the Peace Out should be able to take care of the other Shy Penguin next turn. So this is definitely a yeah, I feel like yellow is supposed to be a good matchup, and I feel like we're barely hanging on. But that's how it sometimes feels with this deck is yeah, that like you're really just struggling to keep up. Okay. So we have one more turn. So this turn, we're going to remove the Shy Penguin with the Peace Out Penguin. Yeah, and I think then that'll be the end of it. So we have a Screaming Penguin too. So nice. Okay, so we'll play the Screaming Penguin. And we'll play the Peace Out Penguin. And I guess that's the end. So okay, so we have plenty. Okay, so the Popcorn Penguin will ice itself. That's a little sad, but okay, so I think we'll start with BearishSentiment and we'll do it on our own Red Mega Penguin and on the Penguin that doesn't mind goodbyes. So this is just another little side use of BearishSentiment is we'll be able to remove the ability from the Penguin that doesn't mind goodbyes. Then the Peace Out Penguin can take out the Shy Penguin. Now, what if they have not your keys? If they have not your keys, that's going to be a problem for us. So I think we want to use the again and again on the BearishSentiment just to draw as many cards as we can in order to have an answer for not your keys. Because, right, if they have not your keys, well, no, but if they have not your keys, they're going to be fully flopped out, in which case we'll win the game. So, okay, so I guess not your keys is not a real problem. They would need, like, not your keys and WhataTwist, which I think is probably unlikely that they have, but maybe they do. So, let's see what they do. So, I do think because of that, I think we should actually do, again and again. Oh, plus we're gonna get the Screaming Penguin. Nice. Okay, yeah. So we'll definitely do again and again BearishSentiment because with the Screaming Penguin, that's going to just become big enough to just win. Although not quite yet, because right, it's gonna get up to 10. So we'll need one more action. But hopefully with BearishSentiment, we'll be able to draw 2 actions. Oh, and we can always use our WhataTwist. Right, we can always use our WhataTwist to get our Screaming Penguin up. So yeah, it's really good we got the Screaming Penguin because now we should be able to outmatch the Shy Penguin. So, okay, so let's see. So we'll use the BearishSentiment on our Mega Penguin, and then we'll also use it on the Penguin that does mind goodbyes. Just for some reason, if this doesn't end this turn, I guess we'll use the other one on the Shy Penguin. Why not? If the game for some reason doesn't end this turn, then it'll be good that we blocked them from drawing cards from us removing the Shy Penguin. So, okay, so we got a WhataTwist, not very useful here. Grow Together is perfect. So we'll use Grow Together because oh no, because if we use Grow Together, then the yeah, hmm. So we could just use WhataTwist now because that'll get the Screaming Penguin to win the vibe check. And I think that gives us the most reactions left in our hand. So we'll use WhataTwist. The reason for that is I don't want to actually use the Peace Out yet because I want to use the Peace Out to react. And so I'd rather just get the Screaming Penguin to be 12. And so then let's see, because we will now going to win the vibe check and then we'll win the game. So by keeping the Peace Out Penguin and the Sunburn in our hand to react, it enables us to be more flexible. And so look, okay. So it looks like we won the vibe check. So overall, yeah, so that's the third game. And yeah, looks like we did well in that one. So yeah, so I think thinking back on those games, so we had 3 games and they were all yeah, they were all just slogs. Like they were all and I think that's one of the things with this deck is like don't play this deck if you're expecting easy games. Like every game requires a lot of thinking and often, the games really drag on for a long time. So it's not really a great deck for quick laddering, but I do think that gives it good potential for tournament play. So and yeah, so I think overall that's the end of the video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, otherwise, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks, everyone.